Hi, this is Magga-Vibhanga and welcome to the Sutra Pills podcast. This is the place to listen to some teachings from original Buddhist sutras. A sutra a day keeps the dukkha away. Today we talk about Magga-Vibhanga Sutra, which Manga means suffering, and Vibhanga, one of the translations of Vibhanga is analysis. And you can find again in Samyutta Nikaya 45.8. Here Siddhartha Gautama explains the path he discovered and then he teaches it to free himself from ignorance and awakening. In his word, in this way I saw a timeless path to travel on by the one who woke up. The Noble Eightfold Path is the Four Noble Truths, the truth of the path that developed the cessation of the confused, deluded and ignorant thoughts of the Four Noble Truths. Is the ignorance of the Four Noble Truths that is a translating every kind of distracting, disappointing and unsatisfactory experience. These four truths remain true throughout the course of time. Continuous ignorance requires a reference in linear time, a mind constantly reverberating between past experience and future desire, distracted by what is happening. The only path Gautama taught was how overcoming the ignorance of Four Noble Truths through the Noble Eightfold Path. To adapt, embellish, reduce or completely abandon this path leads only to a spiritual or religious, here like we need to put a quotation mark, practice that can only ignore such teaching. This is a common, subtle and powerful strategy of a mind rooted in ignorance in these four truths to continue to ignore its own ignorance. And let's continue with Gautama's words. Friends, now I will give you a detailed analysis of the Noble Eightfold Path. Listen with attention. This is the path. Number 1. Right view, or Samyak Dristi, or Driste is the Sanskrit for to see. We have like knowledge of stress, knowledge about the birth of stress, knowledge about stress cessation, and knowledge of the practice that leads to the cessation of stress. Number 2, right aspiration or intention or motivation. That is called Samyak Sama-alpa. Samyak means right, correct. And we have 3 points here. Be aware of the intention to recognize and abandon the wrong views. Be aware of the intention to remain free from bad will. Be aware of the intention to remain harmless to all beings. It's really important this point when you say be aware of the intention to remain harmless to all beings. Do not believe to those people that they say like is all referred to humans, to the mankind, just to keep going eating corpse. It is animal. So it includes all beings, all living beings here. But we have other sutra where we'll explain even more specific that Buddhism is not vegetarianism, is veganism. Number 3, right speech. Samyak vad. Vad, vadami, vadati, that is the Sanskrit word for the verb to speak, to talk. And here we have refrain from lying, refrain from divisive speech, refrain from offensive speech, refrain from gossip, refrain from idle chatting. Some of you that can notice here, they already talk about one of the 5 precepts, to speak not harshly. Not harshly doesn't mean that you cannot be angry or a bit annoying or oh my god, I don't have to use any bad words. It's not exactly that. It means like more to talk like politely, honestly, and also when it's the right time. Number 4, right action. Action is karma, of course. So samyaka karma or samyak karma. Here there is like a Sandhi rule to change the last letter, but you got the concept. It's not a Sanskrit class here. And what is it? It's refrain from taking leaves. Refrain from taking what is not freely given. Refrain from sexual misconduct. And in this right action, in Samyak Karma, we have already 2 points of the 5 precepts. So don't take what nobody give you for free and sexual misconduct. Here we can open many parentheses about what it means with sexual misconduct, but that's probably the easiest way to understand, just like don't cheat your wife, don't cheat your husband. Or be clear what kind of sexual intercourse or sexual orientation you have. Number 5. Right livelihood. Samyak ajiva. Ajiva is the verb to live, or sometimes it's also to conquer. Here we have abandon dishonest livelihood and be honest. Here another point, another controversial point that I came across in many years of Buddhist meetings, Buddhist society, tradition, etc. There are some people they think like it's fine to practice Buddhism or to be Buddhist, even another quotation mark here, regardless of what I'm doing in my life, regardless of which job I'm in my life. But of course, like butcher, soldier, cops, people that work in banks, and the list can go on and on and on. They are not suitable for the Eightfold Noble Path. Or, in some cases, if they're suitable, they're very limited. So they need to abandon dishonest livelihood. Or, at best, their usage of Buddhist teaching will be very, very limited. Nobody will tell you that. And then we have the last 3 points. Number 6, we have right effort, Samya Viriya. We'll find this right effort or effort in many, many Buddhist concepts. Here, what effort? The effort to develop the skillful desire and continuous perseverance to abandon the unskillful qualities that are not present. The effort to develop the skillful desire and continuous perseverance to establish the skillful qualities that are not yet present. And last one, the effort to develop the skillful desire and continuous perseverance to end the confusion and increase the full development of the skillful qualities that are present. Number 7, right awareness or mindfulness, which I don't like at all this word. I prefer to use awareness. So Samyak Smirti or Samyak Smati, if we use like Pali. Here we have, it's to remain aware of one's body without distraction, vigilant and aware of abandoning greed and reaction to worldly events. A last point, right concentration, Samyak Samadhi. Samadhi, most of people are familiar with this word. So if developed, the number 8, concentration increases and withdraws from the need for sensual stimuli, from unskilled mental qualities. And Gautama say, for those who developed it, so developed the Eightfold Noble Path, their concentration increases and they enter and remain in the first jhana, which is the first level of meditative absorption, which is the pleasure in Dharma born from abstinence, accompanied by direct thinking and conscious evaluation. Afterward, concentration increases and direct thinking and conscious evaluation is quenched. One enters and remains in the second jhana, the second level of meditative absorption, which is the pleasure born from deepening concentration, free from direct thinking and conscious and self-confident evaluation. Then their concentration continues to increase and their joyful commitment fades away. Equanimity is born with the awareness of pleasure in a mind united to the body. They enter the third jhana. The sages know it. It's a pleasant status. And finally, the mind rests in equanimity. Neither pleasure nor pain have a foundation. They enter and remain in the fourth jhana. Their awareness and equanimity is pure, free from wrong views, rooted in ignorance of the Four Noble Truths. Here the Siddhartha description of meditation, so awareness and concentration, is the description of the jhana, indeed. So jhanas are the increasing levels of meditative absorption. They are often described as an extraordinary, almost mystical levels of meditative absorption achieved only by a few advanced meditators. As it's in this sutra, jhanas are ordinary, albeit deep levels of meditative absorption developed from whichever meditator engage inside the frame of the Noble Eightfold Path. These are the first 4 jhanas, easy to describe and not difficult to reach them. If we practice constantly, then there are other 4 called Arupa jhana, the immaterial jhana, which are boundless space, boundless consciousness, nothingness, and neither perception nor not perception. These objects are increasingly subtle, and as each is mastered, the object preceding it falls away. But till we do not drop each mundane element, they will be not reach all of them. I think nowadays, without an expert teacher from the Far East and restraining from our urban society, it's impossible to go through them. That's the sad reality.
This has been the Sutra Pills podcast, and I am Magga-Vibhanga. Thank you to be here and listen to me. Comments are really appreciated. Whatever you want to tell me, just make a comment, even a bad one. Of course, the most important, may you be well, may you be happy, may you be free from suffering. Bye for now.